Hey everyone, what is going on? And welcome back to another meta guide. So today we're going to be talking about the Open Master League. So the Open Master League as well as the Element Cup Remix begin Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So let me know, I'm curious which one you plan on playing. For me, it's probably going to be Element Cup because I don't have the XL candy for the legendaries. But if you happen to have them, more power to you. I mean, this is a fun league. At least for me, I do like the classic version of the Master League. So the Open Master League, generally the same. I do like these Pokemon. But yeah, the new season is beginning soon. It begins December, so I'm excited to hear what they have in store for us. But without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into it and see what we got going for us. So for the S rank, we do have Lugia. Now, Lugia is a very powerful, very tanky Pokemon with that Dragon Tail, right? Sky Attack, Arrow Blast, a really strong Pokemon. Next up, we have Dragonite. Now, if you don't have the XO candies for the legendaries, Dragonite is going to be really strong. We recently had a classic community day for it. I have enough XLs for the Dragonite, probably build one. You can compete against the legendaries with Dragonite. Of course, it has Dragon Breath, it has Superpower, it has Dragon Claw. It's a really powerful Pokemon. Then we have a couple Givatinas. We have the Altered form and we have the Origin form. They were recently in raids. Maybe you raided them quite a bit. The Altered form is really bulky. The Origin is really attack weighted. They both get Shadow Force as their new move. I don't recommend Shadow Force. I think the traditional move's going to be the way to go on both Giratina. Then we have Groudon. Groudon does well with Mudshot as well as Dragon Tail, so whichever one you prefer, it does well. It depends on your team, but it really does well. Then Zacian, one of the best Pokemon in this meta. Zacian is an absolute beast with that Snarl, as well as Close Combat, right? It gets Snarl, Close Combat. It gets Wild Charge, it gets Play Rough. I really like the Wild Charge and Close Combat moveset. I used that in the Master Classic when it was around, and I personally like that moveset. So this could be the S tier. Moving on, we have the A tier. We have Mewtwo. Mewtwo is a powerful Pokemon. It's really strong. It's frail, right? It really can't take too many hits, but not that frail. I mean, it is frail, but like it could take like one hit if it's not weak to it. And the Side Strike gonna be really powerful. You could go with the double legacy moveset with Shadow Ball. You could go with Focus Blast. Just such a strong Pokemon. Then we have Meloetta. Yeah, believe it or not, Meloetta. Now, chances are you're not going to have an XL Meloetta, to be honest. It's a mythical. I guess you could have enough Rare Candy XLs for it, so it is a possibility to have one, but you're probably not going to see it. But either way, even for the Master League Classic, assuming that comes back again, Meloetta is a great Pokemon. I actually lost to a Meloetta, I think a couple seasons ago. I really didn't know what to do against it. It was really, really good. It did a good job at walling my Giratina Origin, right, because it is a normal type. So yeah, really strong Pokemon. Then we have Yveltal. So yes, Yveltal is a strong one. Gets to those moves fast with Snarl, Foul Play, Focus Blast. It also has a Hurricane. I like the Focus Blast moveset, but yeah, really strong Pokemon. Then we have Dialga. You guys know Dialga. Dialga's been in the Master League since the beginning with Dragon Breath. Really strong there. Palkia is another really strong one as well with that Dragon Tail, Aqua Tail. So pretty spammy, pretty strong. I think Dialga is a little bit better, but Palkia, is really good as well. Then we have Kyogre. So Kyogre is a really good one. I've had success with in the past in the classic version of Master League with Waterfall, Surf, and Blizzard. Who knows if it's going to get its signature move during the Hoenn Tour in the future, but as of right now, that is generally the moveset. It also has Thunder as well if you want to go with that instead of Blizzard. Then we have, moving on to B tier, we have Zekrom. So Zekrom is actually a really strong Pokemon with Dragon Breath. I still think Dialga obviously better, because the thing is Dialga is not weak to Dragon attacks because it's a Steel typing, whereas the other dragons, like the Palkia, like the Zekrom, they are weak to Dragon, right? But Zekrom's still a good Pokemon, especially with Double Dragon. Then we have Zacian. So Zacian is a new addition for this season because it does have Tackle, and Tackle got buffed this season. So you would never see Zacian, never even talk about it before, but now it's actually a good Pokemon. So yeah, I mean, well, a decent Pokemon, I guess. It's not like overpowered, I don't think, but it's a pretty interesting one. I mean, Tackle's a good move right now, so yeah. Then we have Ho-Oh. Worship the Shadow Ho-Oh, whichever one you prefer. But yeah, I mean, that Sacred Fire move is pretty strong. Incinerate, pretty strong. Also has Brave Bird, it has Earthquake. I think the moveset people run nowadays is Incinerate, of course, as the fast move, Brave Bird, and Sacred Fire. But yeah, really strong, really tanky as well. Ho-Oh is a really good Pokemon. Then we have Melmetal with that Rock Slide. Really strong. I've seen Flash Cannon, so it can hit Zacian. I think I like Superpower and Rock Slide. I've seen Superpower and Flash Cannon, I believe. But yeah, I personally like Rock Slide Superpower. But yeah, I mean, really strong Pokemon, handles Dialga well, right? Then we have Zarude. Now, we could all only have one Zarude, at least at this point in time. Maybe they'll release more in Elite Raids, who knows. But no matter what IVs you have, you got to go with it if you want to use Zarude. Now, Zarude is another mythical similar to Meloetta, so chances are you don't have enough XLs to build it for the Open Master League like myself. But, you know, I guess there's always that possibility. Or, I mean, I guess, like, to be fair, like, maybe you got a lot of XL candy, but not quite enough. But you can still build it to, like, level 46 or something, or 47 maybe, and it can still compete. I like Zarude in the Classic Master League. I've used it a lot. It does well at Walling Giratina, does well against Kyogre, does well against Mewtwo, right? I mean, it's a good Pokemon. I really, really, really like Zarude. And my IVs are 12, 12, 12, and it still does really well. Then we have Excadrill. So Excadrill, of course, is a great Pokemon. It does well against a lot of top picks, right? It's going to do well against the Dialga. It's going to do well against any Charmuses like Togekiss. Going to do well against the Zekrom. You know, so it's a pretty good Pokemon against the against the Melmetal. So yeah, I mean, it's really frail, but a pretty good one. I actually have a Hundo Excadrill, so I'm happy about that. But either way, that's going to be the SA and B tier for you, and we're going to move on to the other options. So the first up going to be Florges. Florges is a pretty decent Pokemon, right? It does have Fairy Wind now, so I personally do like Florges. Even Vine Whip. I used it when it had Vine Whip before it got Fairy Wind, before Fairy Wind was a thing. But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, it's a good Pokemon. It's a good Pokemon. Powerful one as well. Then we're going to go ahead and move on to Reshiram. Reshiram is another Dragon type. It's not as good as the other ones like Dialga, Palkia, Zekrom, I don't think, but it's still an option for you. Then we have Gyarados. Gyarados with Waterfall or Dragon Breath. You probably see Dragon Breath in the Master League, but you know, another decent one. It's more used in the Master Premier Cup, the Master Premier Classic, I guess it is. But it's more used in that cup. And then Togekiss, going to be a great Charmuser. We have a couple Charmusers that are great, Togekiss and Sylveon. Snorlax is a great safe swap if you want to use it. I'm sure people definitely use Snorlax in the Master League. Landorus is another good one. And then Metagross I actually think is really good. Yes, it's mostly used in the Master Premier Cup, but it's still a really good Pokemon in this meta. I think we have Nihilego, so Nihilego was buffed this season because it does get Poison Jab. I still don't think it's as good as I would have liked it to be, I guess. But it's not a bad one. It does well against like the Zacian, right? It's going to be super effective damage towards it. Then we have Garchomp, another Dragon type, Kommo-o, Mamoswine with that ice damage. I've battled Mamoswine a decent amount of times. I feel like it's a little bit underrated. I think Mamoswine is really good. We talked about Sylveon. But anyway, that's going to be the Master League, and we're going to go ahead and move on to the solid team options. So let's see what we got going for us. So the first team going to be, I want to say Though Technical created this team. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments, please. But it's going to be Palkia in the lead with Metagross as well as Zacian. So really powerful team, a really strong lead. Of course, the Metagross is going to do really well against that Zacian, right? And Zacian is going to be really, really common because it's such a great Pokemon. And we recently had it, so people had chances to build up the XL Candy. Next up, we have another team that's going to be Dragonite in the lead with double steal. So we have Excadrill and Metagross. So, yeah, I mean, Dragonite might struggle. Obviously, it struggles against Charmuses, right? So the back line is going to handle Togekiss. I think Togekiss will be the most common Charmuser if you happen to battle one. Maybe Sylveon, but I think Togekiss will be the most common one. And, of course, the backline will handle that. Backline does well. Well, the Metagross does well against Zacian. I guess Excadrill kind of struggles against it because of close combat. But, pretty solid team. Dragonite's also going to struggle against, I guess, Dialga, whereas the backline is going to be able to handle Dialga. So yeah, a pretty strong team. Then we have another team. We have Groudon in the lead, and then we have double answers to fairy types in the back. We have Nihilego. I wanted to build a team with Nihilego as well as Metagross. So going to do well against Zacian, of course. And even Groudon is not that bad against Zacian. So this is basically the Zacian team killer, if you will. This is going to destroy Zacian teams. At least you would think. I mean, it's crazy because like with close combat, like Metagross still goes down, or at least comes close to going down to 2 close combats, right? So that's how good Zacian is. But the next team, we have Lugia in the lead with Groudon and Zacian. Zacian, I think, is a great safe swap. I personally like it, as I've mentioned already, with Wild Charge. and close combat. Play rough is still an option, but the thing is, like, if you safe swap into Zacian, I don't think they're going to, like, if you're not running play rough, I don't think they're gonna swap into Giratina because they don't know you're not running play rough, right? So I think Zacian is a great safe swap. I don't think Dialga will be that common, so I don't think you necessarily have to worry about that. Metagross is still common, but Zacian is still a great safe swap. And then the next team we have, I've used this team in the past, could be Kyogre in the lead with Groudon and Dialga. So if you lose the lead, you can go into your Dialga. So pretty good team. And then the next team is, I believe this team was created by HouseDark93, if I'm not mistaken. Ho-Oh in the lead with Double Dragon in the back, so Dialga and Zekrom. So, the backline obviously going to struggle against what? Against Excadrill. So Ho-Oh can do well against Excadrill, although Rock Slide is also double super effective, but Ho-Oh can tank those moves. So anyway, that's going to be the solid team options. Let me know what team you plan on running in the Master League. I ask you that question every Meta Guide video. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.